3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We are back with our series of Lunch with Peter Towers. We are very privileged to have him with us. And so, welcome, Peter.
Thanks, Priscilla. Welcome, everyone. I hope you've had a good weekend. Those of you in Queensland and New South Wales had a long weekend, so everyone should be refreshed.
Thanks, Peter. So we are privileged to have Peter with us today. And so we've been granted exclusive interview with him for 8 sessions. We're going to present about the white paper. You already have access to. I am Priscilla B. Smith, tax agent, senior tax accountant partner with Cloud9 Associates, and I'm an affiliate with SB Spook Tools. Peter Towers is a business advisory expert. We are privileged to have him. This is the platforms he built for us. Welcome, Peter. And I thought you might want to share with us your mission statement about your passion for building business advisory tools and resources for us. What drives you to build all those amazing things for us? And just tell us about your passion about business advisory tools.
Thanks, Priscilla. I have a belief that small, medium enterprises need more financial input. The vast majority of them cannot afford to employ a full-time accountant or chief financial officer. This is a great opportunity for accountancy firms, small, medium-sized, and even large, to be able to offer a diversified range of services to assist your smaller clients to grow, to scale up, if you like, to become a more successful business. I think that's one of the key challenges for you at this time. You're helped by the advances in technology and software to be able to supply these resources to your clients to help them add value to their businesses. And that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Thanks, Peter. We decided that you might want to give us a live demo of the SB Tools platform you built for us. We would like our audience to have a good look in, good insight into it. Learn about everything is available for your diversified services, advisory tools, calculators, and resources we can find in the platform. We can have a look at Peter's work of a lifetime, how is available for you at your fingertips in the moment you get into the platform. So we talk about the special offer because we will tackle these topics to see where you can find them in a platform. And Peter's special offer, 12-month subscription, is discounted at the moment because COVID conditions. It will be available for $900 for a 12-month subscription. So we will be going through what is included in the package, but first of all, you're gonna have a chance to look at all of the tools what he built for us, but well, you might have to spend the time in that. But these are the topics which are included in the starter package, as we call it. So I prompt Peter, please share your screen. Let's see if we can have your website with us.
Okay, well, I'll share the screen now. So I'm taking that over.
Let's see if we can find it.
So can you see that screen of mine now?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet.
Uh,
You have to click on a specific screen, like
yeah,
actually the one you want to show.
I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's coming up. Great.
Okay, so the ESS BizTools package includes a whole range of individual products. These are what are listed on the left-hand column. There's 30 individual product packages, and then we have various groups. So the one we're looking at today is the starter package. So it's in the middle and the right-hand side of your screen, so that you can see the total package. Now, it includes some training packages. There's 13 modules included in that. It includes access to client seminars. You've got access to 12 of those. They're pre-prepared, ready for you to start utilizing. And the names of the packages are listed there. Beginning of business management, business bookkeeping, family businesses, buying a business, etc. So they're prepared so that you can be running a webinar or a seminar for your clients. Over the years, I found seminars and then webinars are the best marketing tool for accountants to use. I hope that works in your firm as well. We then have the ESS papers. There are 343 papers on 60 different subjects that you can badge, if you're a subscriber, of course, and send to your clients. Now, they're prepared to add value to the advice that you've given a client, but it saves you sitting down writing a report to the client. You just badge it with your name and you can forward it to your client. There's 4 client mentoring and coaching modules. Our total system has 12 of those. A starter package receives 4 of them: purchasing or commencing a business, introductory management, preparation and the use of periodic financial accounts, and family businesses. The Business Plus is a newsletter we produce each month. So there's one due this Friday because we prepare it for release on the second Friday of a month. Our subscribers log on to our website where the material will be waiting for them. They download it, badge it, and are able to send it to their clients. It's a marketing tool for accountants and an information resource for your clients. And we try to make every article, and there's normally 6 or 7 separate articles within the newsletter. We have a call to action at the end of each article because we're trying to encourage your reader, who would undoubtedly be your client or your prospect, to contact you. Then we have debtors management. Do you know Australia's got the highest debtors days outstanding in the world? I think that's a national disgrace. And we have a package which will help you to help your clients reduce debtors days outstanding. Survival in difficult times is a package that's made for the present situation where a lot of businesses are in difficulties, and it has questionnaires, 38 questionnaires, and then linked articles that will enable you to send them to that client to give them some advice as to how they overcome particular problems. We then have industry-specific advisory, and we're going to go back to that to go into these, but this is where we have charge out rates for tradies, charge out rates for professional firms, and a calculator to assist a retailer to understand the product mixes and the various markups to achieve a targeted profit. We have debtor systems manual, which is a template of a written debtor system that you could then prepare for your client after you've undertaken the basic debtors review. And we have leadership modules. We have 4 of those out of a total of 16 in the total system that will help your team understand the leadership responsibilities that we all have if we're advising SMEs on how to run their business. So Priscilla, I'm now going to go back and go into the industry specific advisory. And when we go into,
I love those.
Pardon?
Fabulous. I love those products.
Okay, so we've got the opportunity here to get charge out rates for trades, professional service fee. So I'll go into trades first of all, and just give you an overview of how this works. And the form we're looking for is the tradie charge out rate calculator. This is in Excel spreadsheets. We need to click on enable editing. And we have the introduction at the beginning where you badge this document. You're preparing it for the name of the client, your firm, and the date, and those details will then come through on each page. There is a set of instructions. I'll just go back to the beginning. So they give you guidance as to how this system's going to work. And we start off with the labour on costs. Now, there are a number of these classifications. In fact, there are 6 for each main category, and within the 6, there's allowance for another 6. So we can have 36 different types of employee classifications in the permanent full-time employees. And what we're looking for here is, what's the working hours? Is there any shift allowance? What are the annual leave? What's the superannuation rate? And so you set up one of these for each classification of employee so that you have them all recorded. And what we're trying to calculate is what the on-cost percentage is going to be, including long service leave. And we then have a separate grouping for part-time employees. We call it section B, part-time employees, and then casual employees. So there's plenty of scope to make sure everyone is covered. We can then go into the labour budget, and I'll just take it back to the top, where the information is transferred across from the on-cost calculation. You type in the number of individuals and the individual gross salary. The labour on-cost percentage is linked back to the labour on-cost, and they're all shown. The calculations are then done, and all you've then got to insert is the productivity percentage that your client believes that they're going to obtain for each of these employment categories. The system then will then calculate the rest of the labour budget. So this is showing you what the work team is, and it will then calculate for you the productivity percentage. You then insert what the investment in this business is. It might be 200,000, and the client would like to get a return of 20% pre-tax. So obviously the profit target is $40,000, but you can set any figures you want. We then go to overhead expenses. You can type them in so you've got a proper overhead budget, or you can just take them from another document and insert the total figure. But they're the overheads that you're using. We're talking about a tradie business, and a lot of tradies are buying in materials for the client. So you insert the amount that they think they're going to spend in the year. It might be 500,000, it might be $2 million. Doesn't really matter, of course. And you type in the percentage markup they think they're going to get. How many times have you had clients tell you they're going to mark things up by 25%? And at the end of the year, you know that they generated $1 million worth of purchases on behalf of their clients. And when you look at and try to work out what the actual markup was, it was only $25,000. It was nowhere near. So this is one of the exercises I think you need to do with your clients to make sure that if they're going to tell you a markup of 25% on $1 million worth of purchases, that's what they're really getting, because invariably I find they don't, because some people, they play favorites, they don't mark it up, or they forget to mark it up. If they're going to have write-downs, you can factor that in. So the system is then going to calculate what the labor recovery has got to be. The system then goes into some calculations, which we won't take time with today. It then calculates an overhead factor, and then it will calculate what the charge out rate should be for each of those permanent, part-time, and casual employee classifications that we looked at before. And what you then get is a proof of the charge out rate. So when you multiply everything then by the chargeable hours and the determined rate, of course, it should be coming back to equal within a few dollars that targeted figure which we established earlier in the total labour charge out rates. And there's a long service leave calculation summary if you want to look at that, which is looking at the rates of long service leave that are charged in each state. So that's how the tradie charge out rate calculator works. It's a great tool for tradies. One of our subscribers has told a consultant that we had undertaking a review of our subscribers recently that he uses it for over 110 subcontractors each year. And he has then insisted that he prepares monthly financial accounts and has a monthly meeting with the client, a business review meeting, and he is generating $5,000 to $7,000 more than what they were charging the client previously for the preparation of annual accounts and tax returns. So it can be a good fee earner. His clients like it because he is helping them run their businesses. I think we ignore tradies far too much as accountants, but they're a very big business unit these days. So this is an opportunity for you to really be offering meaningful assistance to them. Over the next couple of weeks, we are redeveloping a complete step-by-step training package on how to use this, showing you the actual figures being inserted. And that is what is going to be available for the subscribers to the package that Priscilla mentioned before. So I'm just going to get out of that one now. And
so now our attendees, they can see the magnitude of your work and the specifics they can get. So let's see what else is included in the starter package.
Okay, so we also have a fee setting for professionals calculator. That is basically the same as the tradies, except we don't include the markup on external purchases. If you have a professional that is doing that, well, all you do is use the tradie package, and that will give you the calculations. You might just have to change the heading. The retail package is a little bit different. I'll just go into there so we can get it. The setting of retail, but it might be wholesale prices as well. And obviously the tradie package can be used for manufacturers. So it covers a lot of, there's hundreds of tradie classifications these days. You got the manufacturing industry. It's really anyone who is charging out labor. And that's the basic key income activity that they have in their business. The setting retail prices calculator, it's similar but different, because obviously retailers have got a different challenge, haven't they? They're going into the market to buy stock, and it's got different classifications. So we'll skip through, we get to the same approach for the on-cost calculations for permanent, part-time, and casual staff. The labour budget, though, and I should have hit enable editing, so I'll do that. The labour on cost is a little bit different because we're not charging out labour. All we're trying to find out is what their on cost percentage is going to be when it's retail or wholesale. So this chart here will allow that calculation to be made. And then we bring in the overhead factors, business costs again. You can detail them or you can just put the total in. There's a financial analysis that's then done looking at the return on investment and identifying the gross profit that the business wants to earn. Because in retailing, we're looking at this sales mix strategy. So what we've done here, and this is the key document, we've already established what the gross profit's got to be. And that includes the cost of labour, the on cost for labour, and the overhead expenses and the profitability. What you can then do is go through and list out the main stock categories that your client's buying. Because if you remember back to some of the initial training, hopefully you've done, or within ESS BizTools, we've got a full system on this of looking at how stocks evaluated. We've got stars, so they're the high volumes and the high markups. We've got cash cows, which are normally high volume but lower markups. We've got problem lines, which were probably last year's fashion. They used to be stars. You're still potentially selling a fair bit of it, but at a lower markup. And then you got the real troublesome areas. You probably don't sell that much of it, but you don't get much of a markup either. Businesses shouldn't have those stocks. And that's going to be obvious when you go through and look at the categories and identify the purchase price that you think the business is going to pay. And this is a good idea to do with a client sitting alongside you, and then put in there the markup percentage, not the gross profit percentage, the markup percentage. So what are they planning to mark up? The system will then calculate the markup and will then show the sales, and it will calculate the gross profit percentage. And then what it's going to do is to say to you, well, if that all happened, the sales would be this, the purchase, the gross profit would be such and such, the percentage of gross profit would be calculated, but you've already identified the overhead costs and the expenses. So and based on this configuration, your profit is going to be X, or it might be a minus X because you're going to trade at a loss. And your original profit target was so much. So the average gross profit is this figure, and it will then show you how much more in dollar terms has to be sold if you're going to achieve your targeted profit figure with this sort of sales mix. So then what you can do is use example 2 and example 3 to then go through and talk to the client about doing some changes. Now, I know you might say to me, you're not a retailer, but I wasn't when I first used this either. I was in the meat industry and sitting down with butcher shop managers, trying to get them to understand that they do have star products, or delicatessen managers. And even in our export activities where we were sending large quantities of meat all around the world, talking to the sales director, making sure he understood that some stock was stars and some was cash cow type products, and trying to get the right mix. Now, when one of your retail clients or a clothing store or whatever, one of the problems I think a lot of your clients have is they put all of their star stock together instead of spreading it out through the business. And one of the real problems is with the cash cows. So these are the things that there's a high volume of them, but a low markup. They should not be at the front of a store. They should be spread throughout the store, and alongside them should be star stocks. And it's that sort of conversation you need to have with your client to realize that they might be able to sell a lot more of their star stock. That's what they're in business to sell. But invariably, they've got to have these cash cows. What's cash cows in a retail environment, a corner store? It's milk, it's newspapers, it's bread. It's those sort of products. Why have them all at the front cash register where people can just walk to the front, buy them and depart? They should be hiding them in effect around the store, I think. So that's what this exercise is all about, is allowing you to really act as a chief financial officer, to be able to guide your clients with how they're segregating their stock. Is that a good enough explanation, do you think, Priscilla?
Oh, we can see the passion you put in your work, Peter. It's just amazing. Whoever comes to your platform and has a chance to actually subscribe and have those tools available, they're gonna save years of work. They just have them at their fingertips. Help yourself to the best tools you can ever get in Australia. It saved me 2 years. In the first week, I bought a subscription 5 years ago. I thought I will need 2 years to build a few tools. And here I found 3,000 tools, not a few tools. So in the first week, it already saved me 2 years of my
Hello,
work.
welcome to the Business Health Check for Pharmacies.
I clicked on the
product package developed by ESS Biz
Tools.
Tools.
I didn't mean
So
to.
we can see that there's
I'm going to
also
show
videos.
you.
We can also see that there's also videos showing the products. So subscribers can help themselves to have a wink at what's coming. There's videos. We also do presentations. And Peter has lots of affiliates which we contribute to the platform as much as we can. But what else we want to say? It's just amazing what you're going to find in here. Try to come in and just click. So, yeah.
Okay, so I clicked the wrong button then and lost my screen.
That's
Can you
fine,
see it again now?
You can see that you got videos recorded on each product.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be as dramatic as that in my explaining that, but there are videos on every product in the system.
Exactly.
That guides you through how to utilize it. Can you see my screen again now, Priscilla?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
That's fine, but it's good. It's
Do you
good
want
for
me
them
to keep on going then on some of these other products that are included?
Yeah, let's have a look at a couple of more.
Okay, so what we might just show you is the ESS papers. So you get, these are some of the more basic areas. There's a list of the material that's included in ESS Biz Tools. So if you wanted to show what we call operating a successful business, and you wanted to explain to a client on characteristics of a well-run business, you click on the name, you get an executive summary or a précis. This one's got a few addendums to it, but I'm only looking for the paper at this stage. So we'll click on the paper.
So you can see at this stage that every heading has another resources attached to it. So you can come in and just help yourselves to the best of the best tools. Look at that.
So there's the paper on characteristics of a well-run business. A subscriber badges this, you have your name on the top of it. And what it's doing is giving you something to send the client, something that's tangible, something that's a piece of paper they got in their hand, and they can hang on to it. They can refer back to it. I've seen some of these bits of paper 6 months later, and it's covered with notes and question marks and questions for the accountant. And I think that's great, because If you want to supply business advisory services, you've got to make your client confident that you're able to supply this material to them and that you can talk the talk. Very important. They've got to have confidence in you. You are not just there to do a tax return for them now. You're their financial partner in their business, in effect, because that you will be giving them business advice. And this is part of the going through the process to convince them that you're able to do that and then to keep it up. Now, if you had to sit down and keep on writing this sort of material, you'd be spending as many hours as I do in writing this, but I'm not really trying to support those clients like you are as well. So this is the whole idea. You can make a subscription payment, and this is all part of our special package, which we have on at present, the $900. So you can get access to this. This package gets 343 of papers like this, maybe not as sophisticated as this one. This is a very detailed package, and I'm just flicking through it. So it's looking at various aspects, and what it's going to do is help your client to determine where they might need to improve their skills. They might not have enough industry knowledge, for argument's sake. So perhaps they should join an industry association or watch more videos on the industry. They mightn't understand the systems. So that's what we're trying to unearth here, so that the client will talk to you and tell you, geez, I need to understand more about using budgets or cash flow forecasts. And you'll notice all this is linked to other papers in our system. So that's how that works, Priscilla. And
now you can see the magnitude. So there's headings on the left-hand side, opens in new subjects, and those subjects by themselves open in more and more tools.
Okay, so we might just get out of the papers now. So I should have done this before. There's about 60 headings in here.
So if you click on taxation, because that's what I did first, you're going to be amazed what you find under one heading. For us, it was like doing tax. Can you see this? And then just click on capital gains tax. See headings within headings and calculators and tools.
So you got an introduction.
Unbelievable what you can find in here. Look, 3 more. Yes. So please, it's just saved us. I don't know how Peter found the time to build all this for us. It's just amazing, but our time is saved for sure. I will never have to spend time to build papers and calculators ever again. And it's not just this, it's an expert thing. Like it's, you can't find any better in Australia, I am sure, because I researched it. And then I found Peter's.
Priscilla, just on the taxation issues, we've only written material that we think you need to send to your SME clients. So you won't find, we're not a competitor to the main tax writers, but they write for you as accountants. We're writing this for you to be able to, I hope, confidently badge it and send it to your clients, because we try to write for an SME. I've worked for thousands of SMEs over the years, and we have test SMEs in mind when we're writing this. Will certain people understand it? You know, we've still got the indexation rates in there. Some of you might have forgotten that they were originally part of capital gains tax. They can still rear their ugly heads in some situations. So that's why we've kept it in there. So that's the capital gains tax paper.
It's just, you know, how many things you're going to find under one heading. And it's just, I thought, first we found this 5 years ago. There were already 3,000, at least 3,000 resources here. And since then, Peter is still working on it. It's just amazing. Okay,
so we've got so they're the sections and papers. So you get 343 of those papers. Someone rang me the other day and said the $900 is, you know, the papers are worth that much, and they probably are, but we're running a special promotion. We understand that a lot of accountants around Australia have had severe difficulties out of COVID-19. I know that some of your clients have not been paying you as regularly. That's why we've discounted this package. Normally $2,100. You can get it for $900 to help
then
you.
they can make a leap into the business advisory services and diversify. Not every accountant is ready to do that, but whoever does is going to win the game.
So the one I've now gone to, Priscilla, is one of my favorite areas. It's survival in difficult times. A lot of our SME clients are still struggling to survive. Some people have done very well out of COVID. I participated in a webinar from America this morning, coordinated in Australia by a colleague of mine, and you know, the experts from a major university in California were talking about who the winners were out of COVID. People who have developed new technology and have done very well out of it, but a lot of businesses haven't. And as we come to this situation now where hopefully we're getting out of some of the problems, it's an interesting time what you're going to do in your firms. I hadn't really appreciated the roaring 20s with the Spanish flu. But according to the professor I heard speaking this morning from America, the Spanish flu, which unfortunately 20 million odd people died around the world from, heralded in a whole significant boom. That's where the concept of the roaring 20s come from, was what the explanation today was. So there's, I think, could be great opportunities for a lot of your clients. You need to gear up now, though, to be one of the leading accounting firms that's going to have diversified your services so that you can be really helping them to grow and expand their operations in the next couple of years. There is an opportunity, but opportunities don't last forever. So the Survival in Difficult Time package is a series of questionnaires. In fact, there are 38 of them, and we have them within a workbook. We've used Excel again, and this poses questions for your clients. And I've got the main headings down on the side here. So if you wanted to look and talk to your client about debtors management, so we're saying, in short, so a systems review. Now, this is primarily for you to be working with your client, but to be having them involved. I think it's a good idea to talk to them. Some of our subscribers actually send this questionnaire to their clients and suggest they start answering the system. And then you sit down and have a discussion with them later. So it's talking about personal property securities register, which is very important in debtors management. And I'd started not on the questionnaire, unfortunately. So where I was before was giving the answer. So do you obtain debtors guarantees? And you can type in your answer. Are the guarantees filed in the secure long-term file? Should you be obtaining? You can go to question, you can skip a question there, of course. Who's responsible? This is the questionnaire that we're asking your clients to complete. And do you want to see a debtors days outstanding calculation? So we can just click onto one. And there's a calculation. Insert your credit sales and very quickly calculate what the debtors days outstanding might be. And I've had people do this and it comes up with 102 days, and they have actually rung me and said, is that too many? I said, far too many. So then you can be saying to your client, well, what do you think it should be? And let's try to reduce it. And we got a little chart there which will just help you be able to say to your clients, well, if your credit sales turnover is 1.1 million and you're happy to sit on 45 days, you should only have $135,000 in debtors. What is it? And sometimes you'll find out it's 270,000. We say, well, hang on, we've got to take some strategies to improve that. And if we want to go back to debtors management, it's just a matter of going back. So the system is very flexible. There are 38 of these key questions, and I'll just go back to the very beginning and show you them again. So we've got the index. These are the key questions. The financial review areas, financial accounts review, gross profit analysis, wages to turnover, market and customer review, cash flow, business operations review. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how that works. And it can be a great tool for you to unearth some of the real issues that your clients have got within their business, and that supplementary material is giving you information you can talk to your client about. We might just show the Business Plus newsletter now. Priscilla, is that all right?
The newsletter, yes, because we don't have time to build newsletters, but just helping yourself to this one is done for you. It's also in a rich text format and stuff.
Okay, so the Business Plus newsletter is prepared every month except January. I think we're all entitled to a rest in January. We have written a January newsletter on 2 or 3 occasions in the last 16 years. That's been when there's been a major problem. We've now produced over 200 of these newsletters over the years. So we started this 16 years ago. And so this is the September newsletter. The October one will be uploaded to our website this Friday.
Let's see how it looks like. So it's already in rich text format. You can see, and you just put your logo on the top.
You put your logo goes there or here, and you change the name. So you got
amazing material for your clients to read, and you're going to be the expert. Take it from the expert and pass it on.
So there's a number of articles, 6 to 7 in each edition. What we're trying to do is we have a call to action that I mentioned to you before. If you'd like to review the meeting structure being utilized within your business, this one was on meetings. The 5S system can improve efficiency. This is really for manufacturers and tradies, but some people have told me that it's fantastic in hospitals and medical practitioners. The business planning thought process is very important. Every business should have a business plan. Scaling up requires planning. A lot of your clients, in the expectation that there's going to be a significant boom from now on, will be looking to consider scaling up their businesses, taking the opportunity to grow, to go from 1 million in turnover to 4 or 5 million in a couple of years. You've got to make sure they don't do that wrong, though, because just because they're selling more doesn't mean they're going to have more ready cash. It'll be tied up in the business in inventory or debtors or capital expenditure they've had to do. So that's trying to alert them to those possibilities. Getting a business ready for sale. We'd continued an article from the previous month, so that was the end of it. Being a virtual CFO service, that's explaining to your clients what this virtual CFO means, because it's been talked about more and more. And it's putting in a plug that they might want to come and talk to you about you being their virtual CFO. Self-rating for a business startup. Every month we have an article targeted at people thinking about going into business, because I don't think enough of them do enough planning on it. And they should be talking to you. So there's some material there they might want to look at. The attention accountants is just some reference material within ESS, but you might want to read. So that if a client rings you out of the blue and wants to talk about some of these things, you've got a bit more information than just what we've included in the newsletter. So that's the Business Plus newsletter. You get that. It's a marketing tool for you, but it's a resource for your clients, because people tell me they find out interesting information out of our newsletters. And really, that's what we're trying to achieve. We're writing it for them, but it's written in such a way with the call to action that our subscribers are getting phone calls from people wanting to know more. And once they ask about more information, that is your opportunity to supply them with more information and to perhaps set them up to be working on that trail throughout the year for them. Okay, Priscilla?
Yes. Now we had a good insight of this. Now, we want to show our attendees. Yes. So we want to show anyone who's interested and our attendees where to find us and how to subscribe. This is the list of the you get in the starter package. With saying starter package, there's amazing other material in the. This a starter package is what worth to have a look. I wouldn't worry about the price because the price is minimal in here. I would worry about the cost. How much is going to cost you if you don't have these tools? How much time? How much money is going to cost you to build these tools yourself? That I just couldn't believe my luck when I found this. I said, oh, we need tools for our practice. And then we found them at our fingertips with a subscription. We have all the tools we need forever. So how do you want to subscribe? Would you like to subscribe? You go to the website, as we saw, and then you find a starter package. In the discount code, to get a discount, you put this code. So because I'm sending out the slides and the videos to everybody who attends our sessions, and plus the ones who subscribed and couldn't make it live, and I will insert the links to this. Also, we are available for discussions. We are available to support you. If you're thinking that you need a bit more info or just a bit more insight, you can book your free strategy meeting with Peter. We do have a link to it. When this one comes out to you, you're going to find it. I am also happy to actually sit with you and discuss the tools, whatever impresses me and whatever you can use. And you can also book another demo with us. So there's two links. The slides come out to you, so you will find them. Please ask if you were missed from the list. Please come back to me and ask for this. So this is where you can find us. I'm the tax agent senior accountant at Cloud9 Associates, and Peter Towers is the director and business advisor expert. And we can't thank him enough to find the time amongst all that work he does on the platform and building those tools for us. Max, that he found the time to come and join us live for 8 sessions. And we're going to come back with session 3 in 2 weeks' time, every fortnight till Christmas. And we're going to look into the accounting market pulse. And he's going to talk to us, how can accountants find the points of difference in the market? So this is going to be session 3 in 2 weeks' time. And I hope you enjoy our series because we built this 8 series for you. And Peter is going to be with us live every time. Thanks, Peter, for your time. We do appreciate your input.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Priscilla, for the invite. And thank you for the people who are watching live today and on Facebook, and those of you who are watching the recording at a time more convenient for you. If you've got any questions, as Priscilla just said, please don't hesitate to contact either Priscilla or myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. And I hope our attendees enjoyed it and keep enjoying the series. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you. Thanks, Priscilla. Goodbye, everyone.